We're back for part two of the Amy Discog discussion series. This one is gonna be long as fuck. I already tried the recording for this and just talking about the for fun stuff or like the 4888 like compilation thing took like half an hour. So I wasn't even at Shimmy yet. So this is gonna be a doozy. This is gonna be crazy. But yeah, boom. Um, 2024, big year for Amy, big year um for a lot of reasons. Obviously, we start actually working together, like musically. Um, Prismatic released on streaming at the very least. It might have been out on like SoundCloud in 2023. I can't remember when it exactly like released, but I do feel like it's like 2024 release really. Um, and both it's like second collabing more and me working with Amy kind of led to me and second connecting, and then later your desk is kind of forming through that. So that's kind of big, right? Big stuff in 2024. But how are the projects? How is the actual Amy material from this year? So one thing that's worth noting, Apple Music sucks. Apple Music is ass, or the distributor that Amy uses, I think is like DistroKid, or maybe it changed at some point, but I think around this time it's probably DistroKid. Um, it's kind of fucked up some stuff. Exoplanet, for example, is not supposed to be here. All the like 2024 singles that weren't part of a project, or just any of the singles aside from the Moon and Havoc. Um, like From the Moon supposed to be here, but any other single is supposed to not be here. So I don't know why. Exoplanet Part 2 that never got removed. But to briefly talk about it, because it is here, and I said I was going to talk about everything on Apple Music. To me, the song is fine, but I know Amy thought it sucked and ended up removing it. But I didn't think this song was that bad personally. I think it like interpolates, or at least it uses a melody very similar to Exoplanet. I don't know if we used another loop from the same loop maker or whatever. It might just be Amy making a melody similar to Exoplanet or something. Use like some nice keys. I think the beat is nice. I think the vocals are decent. It's not a standout, but it's certainly not like awful or anything. I kind of fuck with it. But I got not much more to say about it. I think it's just like fine. It's whatever. I don't really revisit it often, so it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. We gotta talk about this, right? Okay, let me paint a picture. Oh, remember this being announced or something like vaguely, and I was like, oh, I think for fun is kind of cool. I really liked 888, so like Amy dropping like some kind of compilation with all of them. I don't see an issue with that. I think it's nice because then I have all these songs in one like project. Um, my problem with it now, because they do realize and understand probably why Amy removed this. This is an incredibly arbitrary and unnecessary release to me now because it feels like it doesn't add anything new. These like 888 is still on this like on streaming. For Fun did get removed. Like you can't just find For Fun. Like it's not on Spotify either. It's not, probably still on YouTube, and I know it's on SoundCloud because I saw it. But for Apple Music, 488 is the only way you can actually listen to the uh, For Fun songs on like major streaming service. So there's that, I guess. But it was not even supposed to be like that. It just kind of happened because something went wrong with canceling this release. But I'm not complaining because I actually do like the For Fun songs. However, this is just like, to me, 888 and For Fun serve very different purposes. 888 feels like really a part of Amy's discography, and actually, despite it being a P, has a lot of artistic merit. showcases a lot of growth in my opinion. Sees him improving in a lot of aspects, and they feel like very complete and great songs. It feels just like a project, but just shorter, smaller in scale. Um, but still like a good body of work in my opinion for what it is. Whereas for fun feels very much like a Lucy tape type of thing, just kind of random songs put out for for fun. It's a pretty basic type of just like compilation of tracks that Amy just kind of felt like releasing with not like much in the way of like overarching like sounds or whatever. You could say the same for 888 to an extent, but I feel like it had a bit more purpose. I feel like it had a bit has a bit more direction. But I still feel like for fun and 888 feels so different in how they were made and conceived. So kind of smashing them together in one project and then also adding Come Back Home, No Sense remix, and for some reason not Dreaming of You. Not that that matters because it's not even meant to be out to begin with, but that is kind of strange. But yeah, it's like it just kind of feels like a collection of songs that were literally already out. So um, the only purpose it serves for me now is just so that I can have the for fun songs on streaming. Uh, but there's not even like any real interesting sequencing going on here, because I think if I just highlight the the 888 tracks, these are just in track order, right? As for itself, Hysteria, Up, Blackout. It's just or and Minefields obviously. Like, that's just the order of the fucking tracks. And for some reason, for fun, I think from the Moon is the first one for fun, and then it goes before you, but then it's like I'm pretty sure Rockstar comes after Up. For some reason, Rockstar's the last one here, so like even that doesn't make sense. Like even the order of the songs in this don't really line up. It just feels incredibly. I don't know if Amy actually thought about like some kind of sequencing to make this flow, but I did listen to it, and aside from Come Back Home being the last track, um, I don't really think like much of this like I think Stay Up and Blackout kind of flow together nicely, but like honestly talking about the sequencing on this project that's literally not meant to exist is just kind of redundant. It's kind of unnecessary. But either way, like I listened to this in full today just to kind of see how it would flow, just because I'm curious. And I don't know, it's just like a bunch of songs for the most part, but some tracks kind of flowed nicely. But again, you can just make a playlist. This doesn't need to exist really. But anyway, because that means that the for fun songs are on streaming, I can talk about them. Now, from the Moon and Havoc, I'll talk about those together because you know they are just here, right? Um, they're just chilling here. They should still be up on Spotify as well. These tracks are really dope. Uh, both Inuyasha. This is kind of like a pack of like Inuyasha, amyfm collaborations. I think both of them. Let me check if that's correct, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Inuyasha makes fire loops, and I think they fit really well with amyfm's aesthetic. Um, I think that Amy picks some great drums on here, and also just fits these tracks a lot. But are these tracks I could see on like an actual Amy FM project, or at least yeah, I can see them on an Amy FM project, but I can't see them on Shimmy. I can't see them on Navy Blue. I can't even see them on what I know like would have been the unreleased project Ultraviolet. I don't think it would have even really fit with that. So it makes sense to just kind of be Lucy double single thing. I personally like a little offshoot double single thing. I know Amy doesn't really fuck with like singles as a concept. Like there's only a few singles on this thing live right on his streaming platforms right now. He doesn't really like to do singles like that. But I'm glad he kept up from the Moon and Havoc, right? Even if I would have had them anyway because they were on the 4888 thing that failed to get unreleased before it um, even came out. So that is so no, these are just gonna be here for everyone, and I think they're great. I think they're great. I think like Amy has like this cool lead um to this song, like when the vocals come in, like one of those alien type of leads. I like his delivery on here. I like the drums. The clap reminds me of All Alone by Uzi. I like that clap, so just fire. But I think I like Havoc the most. It's like 1 minute shorter exactly, which is kind of interesting. But I kind of like this one the most. I like this loop. This is hard as fuck. I think I like the hook on here more. And I like that bar a lot. I like just talking about how Bliss got its name. It's kind of dope. As like a little insight on actually a track. So those are actually super dope songs. So I understand those being the clear favorites from him from like this for fun little era that was going on. I understand keeping those up because those actually really fit Amy's artistic vision and vibe, right? I feel like they have more purpose, have more they fit better in the catalog. So I get keeping those up. Um as for the other ones though, let's talk about them. So we got Euphoria. We got Euphoria. I'm not even gonna lie. This one aged kinda perfectly for me. This one kinda aged nicely. I really like this. I like the vocals. The thing with the song is Amy isn't on it for like it kind of has like this hook leading up to the drop, and that's really it. It's not like it's more just about the production more so than the vocals, but I really do like how the vocals sound. They sound very like digicore type of vibe, especially with like when the drums come in, like those trap like digicore type of drums here. I like that drum fill as well. I like that drum fill as well, and then it kind of drops into this like dance thingy. I rock with this one heavy. I don't know, it just fits in this like digicore type of vibe, whereas like we got the trap part leading into like this dance part, kind of hyper pop type shit. It like reminds me of something like Midwest would like do for like a throwaway type of cut or something. I think it's pretty dope. I think it's pretty dope as an experiment for like one of these tapes that is a bit, just for fun. That's just a bit different. Um, yeah, I think it's sick. I think it's a sick song. Um, Maybe surprising because I might be a bit more critical about the poppier dance type of experimental type of shit that you've showcased. Like, I know I like Watch Me Fall a little more than I used to, or at least not that I like it more. It's just that I was over exaggerating how much I actually disliked it. It really isn't that bad. I was really acting like it was the worst shit ever. It really wasn't. Euphoria is just generally good. Like I just think this shit is hard. Um, I really don't got many notes on this. I think this is just a sick experiment for this era. Stay Up, I got another hot take about. This, to me, is your best new jazz song. I think this one goes so silly still. This one is hard. Let me just play it. She wanna stay, I got my friend. Should I go suck it up? She shot us on my dick, yeah, she going down. Took a trip to that dick, yeah, I'm going down. She wanna stay, I got my friend. Hard. I love that little descending, like that sliding synth is super fucking sick. Yeah, I don't know. I just like this one. I also like the outro. Kind of got like a cool outro leading into Rockstar. When you're listening to For Fun, that would be the actual sequencing, and it just transitions nicely. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this one is sick. Just a lot of infectious deliveries, and it's a very simplistic beat compared to the other new jazz tracks Amy has, but it kind of works in its favor. I like the elements that are here. And I like it kind of different, like compared to like Lunchbox's actual like stuff. Uh, Sometimes there's a lot of cool shit going on in the beats. A lot of layers, a lot of crazy sounds, a lot of insane progressions, a lot of weird decisions that just make those beats really just stand out. This one kind of shines in the simplicity. Like this one doesn't need much to really just work for me. So I fuck with this one heavy. I fuck with this one heavy. Because that outro is nice. Again, another track I really don't got like much to complain about. I honestly kind of like For Fun. I think For Fun had some bops. For Fun had some dope songs. I understand getting rid of it, all things considered, because I mean, first of all, you can do what you want. Like bigger artists might get flack for removing songs all the time and messing around with their discography like that. But I feel like you're in the position where you really don't need to worry about stuff like that. Go you do you, it's your discography, fuck around with it as much as you want. If it feels like it's more reflective of your artistic vision, I really don't see a problem with that. Honestly, I think I'm gonna let you do your thing, but I do like For Fun. I'm gonna say that I do think this she had some bops. Um, and like some of the other singles you removed, I fucked with too, but they're not on Apple Music. I'm not gonna talk about them. Like I said, I'm not gonna go SoundCloud digging and talk about Paranoid and talk about all that stuff. But yeah, um, I will talk about whatever is on the service that I'm using. But we get into Rockstar here. This one is super fucking crazy. This one might be a sleeper favorite for me. Like in the whole discography, like these strings, this intro. I'm just gonna let this play, I don't care. You gotta hear this one. The way it goes into the... I got the bass, right? This one has a lot of aura. I think this is Inuyasha melody, right? You said something like that? Amy told me, I'm pretty sure. I like these drums, man. Yeah, I can't listen to this whole song, but this shit is... I don't know. It has aura. It just sounds fucking cool to me. Like, it is a bit rougher. It feels very much unreleased. Like not unreleased, but like Lucy SoundCloud exclusive song that like the real fans like your day ones are really like being like this one was the one. Like take me back to when amyfm wasn't a sellout and was making bangers like this. You feel me? That's the vibe I get from this song. That's the type of status I can envision in my mind. You know what I mean? Like hypothetically, I guess, but like yeah, this one kind of cool to me. I don't know. This one just has it. Similar to like Escape, I feel like it had some kind of aura to it, some unique edge that felt distinct in the project or in your discography even as a whole. So I really, really like this one. And then we got For Fun. I don't know if it's gonna come as a surprise, but this is kind of my least favorite. I feel like because it's my beat and it's one of my our earliest collaboration, it sounds a bit weird. I feel like the other collabs we've had after that sound better. There's something about this that just doesn't really sound right to me compared to the other tracks. But also it's maybe because I actually am comparing a beat I made to like all these beats you made, so it's kind of like gonna be like just different sounding. But like I don't know, I don't come back to For Fun as much. I feel like we mastered this type of shit with Golden. I feel like that's kind of For Fun 2.0. You feel me? That's like where we really hit that stride with that sound to me. Um, but For Fun, cool. For Fun, cool. It's an important song to me still. So like I said in the breakdown, it is a big song, important song to me. But like listening to it again, I do like a lot of the bars. Obviously, like shouting out Palestine, Congo, Sudan. That's cool. Obviously. What else we got bar wise on there that I thought was funny? You got the Bullet Bill bar, right? Um, a bunch of Mario bars, obviously. Oh yeah, the pansexual bar. I always think it. I always think this bar. Wait, let me put it on the screen. I always think this bar is it fuck everybody instead of it's for everybody. Yeah, we just got some classic Amy sex bars. We got a skill issue bar. I do like the bill issue one more than the on mine fields or whatever minefields. I was gonna call that song Minesweeper. um, I don't know. I like I never even picked up on this one. The Astroworld wordplay. There was another example of this type of wordplay on another song. I think it's on Oh My God, where it's like Pierre Bourne like teed up for wordplay. I kind of fuck with that. I don't know. It's so simple because you're just using like song lyrics or like a song names from another project that you're heavily inspired in and just kind of putting them in one sentence. But I kind of like it. When I pick up on it, I'm like ah like they're not always that they're not like deep. You gotta think about them type of bars, but they're like reference. I get that one. I like that one. Um, Obviously sometimes you reference stuff that I don't know shit about, so that can also happen. Sometimes you say some shit about Ninjago, and I'm like, I mean, I used to watch it when I was like 12 or some shit. Like, I don't even really follow it. Not saying you're too old or for the shit, whatever. I definitely don't give a fuck uh about like what you're watching shit. But like, I can remember like being into that, like having some of those Lego sets and some of that shit, and maybe watching a Billy show and it was on TV, but like I never really like tapped in crazy, crazy. Um, but I know like service level shit, I guess. So I know what you're talking about generally with those lines. But yeah, we got through this section. Let me check how long it's been. Because last time it was half an hour. Okay, we're kind of crushing it. It's 24 minutes right now. So shorter than the last time I went over this. So we get to talk about this beauty, Shemi, this beautiful piece, this masterpiece. See how much songs I liked on here? Man, I love this project. Shemi is a weird one. Not because it sounds weird, not because it's bad, not because it's even mid. I think if I just had to come out the gate with a take because I feel like it, I can also go over all the songs and talk about my thoughts throughout doing that. But I just want to say there's not much wrong with the record that makes me feel kind of mild on it. Like when I listen to this record, I'm like, I like this song. I think this song is cool. I think this song has cool elements. I can rock with this. Ba ba ba, back to back to back. There might be some structure issues, maybe, and it might be a little bit too drawn out for my taste. But like, I think the problem arises more with like uh my what I get out of it when I'm done listening, if that makes sense, rather than actually the experience I'm having while listening. Because that can still be enjoyable, but sometimes I mean, I tend to sometimes just zone out when I'm listening to projects. I feel like your music is like not even in a bad way, but sometimes it kind of falls in the background, like with the more atmospheric tracks, where like whenever I'm just like walking or doing some other shit, I'll think about other stuff or like kind of don't really pay the best attention to your music. Like I just have shitty attention span to begin with, but sometimes the music can just kind of fall in the background. Um, but like after listening to this project twice, relatively close back to back, um, I know I got a lot of good stuff to say about most of these songs, but there's still something about me that feels like it hasn't fully clicked with me yet. Or I'm not fully a shimmy shiller, whatever you want to call it, a shimmy supporter. Um, so it'll be interesting how when I'm actually getting to typing out a review, how I'll be able to get my thoughts across, because that'll be super interesting. But to get into the actual track by track breakdown here, we go to higher, and let me open up the lyrics because there's definitely lyrical content I'd like to break down on a bunch of these records. So we gotta go. Wait, I actually just had it open. Shimmy, boom. Let me go ahead and break some of this down. Because I remember there was some stuff that I feel like Color Splash like on Maggie, I guess it's a Mario Part 2. Or you could be a rapper in a trance hope. She ain't making sense. But there was something specific that I remember about Higher. And I can't find it because I'm really bad at looking for stuff, as you guys know. I don't know why I want to point this out, but like from this point on, I feel like there are several mentions about like drama and not liking drama. I think and stuff like that. I don't know why I wanted to mention that, but it's always a part that sticks out with me for some reason. Just like Amy just being on his own shit and just like being out the way of any beef or anything like that, right? I don't know why that just kind of stands out to me, but like that's the main thing I always take away from this song. Cause I know people fuck with this one, and I can see why. It's like a serviceable intro, but it never really tends to move me much. I don't know. Is this another Inuyasha melody? No, this is someone else. It says according to um Genius. But let me quickly refresh myself on how the beat actually sounded. Bop bop bop. Yeah, we got this kind of like darker pad, right?
Nothing changed. I'm still running on this truck, chasing my dreams. Since I'm a child, I made a promise to myself. I never quit. Walk with me all in the good. There's no 30 back if you switch. I did this shit by myself. I'm the one making this bitch. Ain't nothing trouble, yo. This bitch is hollow. And I gotta follow where you can follow.
Like I can't shake the feeling. Like it's almost like I'm listening to a neutered mushroom. Like I don't know why. I just feel like the sequence of just like the intro track of Bliss. Believe, I think, going into Mushroom, how nice that set up that project. Higher feels like you're just dipping your pinky toe into the aesthetic of Bliss because it has like that little ping, like it has like a little like bell, synthetic bell type of melody to it. But right, this, which I feel like is very emblematic of Amy's production in general from this point onward, but also just Shimmy in particular. Right, it's like these type of bell uh melodies, these kind of like sparkly, I would describe them. As well as the what I like to call the swirlies, which is not only a reference to the swirly like open hats, that's like kind of flanged open hats, and some of the other like sound effects that kind of have this washed like swirly weird feeling, weird sound to them. But also a lot of the pads and a lot of the atmosphere just feels like it's like phasing and washing over each other and kind of like swirling around, which I think is a cool sound. And I feel like it gives this album a distinct aesthetic to it. But you know, these type of chimes, this type of bell shit, right? I think works, but it feels like this kind of like dark, kind of ominous pad, uh, ambient atmosphere with existing within the song. It almost kind of feels like you're going from like Bliss into like Shimmy, and this is like the track to like tease you into it. But I feel like I would have not minded it to be more Shimmy like, if that makes sense. Because for now, like, I feel like I really sucked into the project with Rosalina. I guess you could say that's the same with Believe in Mushroom, because Mushroom isn't the first track. That's the track that really sucks me in, but that's not the first track. The first track is like has no drums, but I feel like that one works much better as like easier into the project, whereas this feels like it's more supposed to be a standalone song. You know, it has the drop drums, it has this energy, like he's immediately kind of going in, that type of vibe. But I don't know, I just never really got into the song much. It never really connected. Like there's bars I pick away from it that I'm enjoying. And I think it's a cool delivery for Amy, but there's something here that there's a disconnect here between me. Like I don't feel like this is the greatest opener. It's probably my least favorite Amy opener, all things considered. And again, like talking about navy blue as well is going to put a lot of my opinions on Shimmy in context because I feel like I've been able to contextualize a lot of my problems with um, Shimmy by listening to navy blue. However, because I don't want to mention navy blue constantly because I want to keep that for the actual navy blue video, I'm kind of left here like I'm not entirely sure how to describe my feelings about Shimmy for the most part without it just coming off as like I'm like saying it's good, but then also being like I'm kind of lukewarm on it. It kind of comes off as conflicting, like super like contradictory or something. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's better. Like this project is definitely better than Bliss, and we'll go over why that is. But like, I do still kind of like the belief into mushroom sequence more as like a thing. If I had to compare it, which again I should probably don't not do that. I feel like that's bad. I'm definitely not gonna do that in the actual written reviews. Don't get me wrong. Like I might make some comparisons here and there to just kind of indicate how you have progressed, but I won't be like, oh, this is better. This is done better here. This is done. I really feel like I should look at this project in a vacuum more so than comparing it to your other work constantly. I feel like that makes for just a more interesting review. But we'll see about that. I'm getting ahead of myself as always. But Rosalina, we get into that track. Like I said, this one pulls me in more. This one was also one that kind of took a while for me to really resonate with, but this one honestly pulls me in quite a bit more. Um, I'll play a little bit more so I can kind of highlight why. Let me look at the producers here. The credits. LMG. I like this hook a lot. I feel like the bounce of the drums, a lot of the synths are going on in this, like kind of like shuddering, um, like this kind of stuttering pad is really dope. Uh, I feel like this song has a lot of color and a lot of flavor to it, and I feel like it feels a bit more of a introduction into the world of shimmy. I might sometimes say bliss instead of shimmy. By the way, I kind of sometimes fuck that up for some reason because I was kind of practicing talking about this album, like, well, like not recording it, just kind of talking, and like I kept saying bliss instead of shimmy. So if I ever do that, then sorry. Like if you're ever confused, like just let me know and I'll clarify. But I think this one really pulls me into shimmy more, and it's aesthetic and it's the production that kind of makes up the bulk of this record. Has some really nice synths, like a lot more subtle inclusions that like I only really notice on like repeat listens. There's like a cool synth leader. Try lunch. I will say the bass feels a bit wide, a bit too wide, kind of like shifting around in a weird way, but like I can get behind it because I don't think a wide bass is per se bad. I'm just really noticing it on these headphones. I actually think for the most part this song's sound production wise, it just kind of had. It took me a while to really resonate with this one, but like the production has a lot of nice, sweet synths. Um, I like a lot of the reference bars again. I think those are pretty decent on here. Lunchbox shout out, that's obviously dope. I love Lunchbox. Um, yeah. This one gets a W from me. I do think this one actually kind of like this whole 3 track run of Rosalina, Wanna Have Fun and Sweet is fun and sweet. So there's that. I think it's a pretty good run. Wanna have fun? Let me quickly re-listen to this to remember how the beat sounds. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I love this one. Wait a minute. Let me pull up the lyrics here. Let me inspect those. She wanna have fun. Up in our bus? Play with our bus? Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not trying to play all these songs, but this is a record where I sometimes gotta replay the songs to remind myself of how they sound. I feel like that was a little less necessary with most of Bliss, but here I sometimes gotta do that. Um, but again, that might also prolong how long this video is gonna last. So I'm sorry if I constantly gotta do that. But this one is mostly notable because Second is on it. I really like Second's verse. Okay, look, I think he's great on here. But why do you do that thing where you're like Nah, this sucks. Skip to the next part. Like why? Like why? Stop doing that. Fucking stop doing that. Like, I mean, he hasn't done it since this, I think. But like, I swear, there's another song where you do this, and I'm just like, bro, just rap. It's okay. You don't suck. You're good. You're goaded. Okay, we know. Stop fucking. Like, wait, let me play it. Oh, I got it. Those idiots, come in. It doesn't suck. It's fire. It's fucking gas. That was a hard flow. My favorite part though is the first lines though. I style with your wife. She get piped down. She's getting kind of normal up in my town. That just sounds hard. Specifically that second line. This just getting kind of normal up in my town. That sounds so fucking raw. I don't know what it is, but that just sounds hard to me. That shit is cool. This song is fun. This song is fun. I got not much to say. It's just a fun, bubbly, bouncy banger. Triple B, bubbly, bouncy banger. Boom. And even a bop. Got like 4 Bs. Boom. I got not much to say other than second fucking stop interrupting yourself in your songs. Anyway. Maybe I spoke too fast with to this section to even be able to be understood, but I'm passionate about this shit, man. This iridescence hyperfixation, but this Amy hyperfixation in particular, I guess. This one is going crazy. Sweet. I ain't even gotta play Sweet, because I know this is one of my most replayed songs on this project. That beat is fucking goated. The beat on this song, I might just have to play the song still because of the beat though. Woo! This song is so smooth. This is probably like it's a track to unwind to. Like you got a hard day at work, you're tired as fuck. It's like the sun is setting, and you're just like relaxing. Like it's still summer right now. We're entering autumn, but like it's still warm enough to be outside. So you're in the garden, just like listening to this, tired as fuck, just like enjoying, just doing nothing and being outside with the sun setting, and it's still being kind of warm enough to do that at that time. Like this shit is so good. This shit is so that like pan flute, like flute thing. Oh, that shit is fucking gorgeous. I talked to this about Amy a while back when we did like a bracket. We did like a shimmy song bracket or whatever, or an Amy song bracket. This one made it pretty far because me and Amy were shilling for this one. There is just something so peak amyfm about this. It's like him killing the sound because this is all produced by him. Like low-key, this song is that good. I'm willing to say it's a deciding factor for the navy blue existing the way it does. This might be a crazy take. It might be wrong. Amy could be like, "That's bullshit." But like, I know Amy's proud of this one, or was like at the time of this. I know Amy was like, "Oh, this is the one," because this just sounds amazing to me. Like this is a top tier Amy track. It's not per se the catchiest from a vocal perspective, but Amy fits the vocal so well. It kind of gives me that vibe of a lot of his atmospheric tracks that are like like I said, they are pleasant, they are nice to listen to, but they've kind of sometimes just kind of drift in the background for me. This one has that pleasantness to it, but in a way where it's like I want to return to it. I'm like, yes, this is like I just the beat is just so nice. But like Amy matches the the beat really well as well. Like on top of that, it's not just like, oh, I just listen to this for the beat. I feel like Amy really connects with the beat in the right way. So this is a great 3-track run, right? I'm not like super sold on Higher, but then like we do get a strong start overall. Higher is still fine, honestly. I don't think it's a bad track. It's just one that I feel like I wish I liked it more, but it's just one that doesn't really do it for me. Just feel like I don't really fully love how it sets up the record. I feel like it doesn't pull me in as much as these other tracks do here. Um, then we get into Outer Space, which, if I'm not mistaken, that is the longest song, right? Yeah, it's the clear-cut longest song. This is a 2-track song that has like two of those ambient sounding tracks, ambient like build-up type of tracks. I wouldn't call them ambient, but you know what I'm talking about at this point. Drumless. I've given them 50 different names at this point. This is two of them in one. And I remember listening to the first part today on the way to the grocery store to buy junk food because I'm a disgusting human being. And I was like, this one, like the first part, I was like, it's not that much happening. It's I, but like a lot of the melodies on the do sound kind of nice. I really like this one lead on it in particular. There's like this lead in it, no? It sounds really cool. Wait a minute. These pads, these higher up pads. There's probably some kind of synth lead up in here, no? I swear to God, if I'm wrong about this, I'm gonna be so mad. Yeah. It's just kind of quiet in the mix for me. Yeah. Yeah, okay. At first I was like, ooh, I was like noticing that boom, ta-na, ta, ta-na, like that. I was like, okay, I don't think that one does it for me. I think that was kind of nice. And I was just kind of like paying a little bit more attention to smaller elements in it. Um, but I really like the second part. Like I feel like Amy's vocals have more presence in it. I feel like they command a bit more attention here. Also, I feel like the writing just kind of locks me in a little bit more. But I also just feel like there's a lot more movement. But I mean, there was movement in the first part, but it feels like a bit slower in a way. This feels like the ARP is kind of adding more tempo to it more, and also it like actually kind of builds up some more, right? Like this one is actually pretty sick. Is it a favorite? It's a weird one because it really is like an album cut. But because this is the first song, like I didn't have that thing where like track one Bliss is like this kind of like intro drumless thing, and then you got the first like track with drums has a nice punch to it, and then it's immediately taking the wind out of the pacing with another slower cut. Like these are just like four nice bops to just kind of um and they also get progressively better. I feel like I think higher Rosalina, One Have Fun, Sweet. Like one is always better than the last one. Um, Also, it's kind of a coincidence, I guess. But then you actually get this switch of a change of pace with a double slower track, and I kind of like that from a sequencing perspective. Actually, I said there were maybe some structure issues. Honestly, are there? Or was I just saying that just to say it? I feel like a big issue is that like Starlight was like a single from last year and like dropped like maybe in the middle of last year. Like it was like I can't exactly remember when it dropped, but I always forget it's on this album. That is like a decision that I've always been kind of like, okay, I guess I'm not against it because it's a decent song, but it does feel like I don't know how necessary it was of an inclusion. I don't mind it when artists put like older songs on an album, like songs that are like a year old. 2 years is pushing it. It really depends. If the song generally really fits and it's also just really good, then I can look past it. But like Starlight is good. I really liked it at first, but we're not here to talk about Starlight. But I'm just looking at the album and I was saying like, is there even really structural problems that are that bad? No, not really. I feel like honestly, specifically this first half was actually pretty well done. Maybe put Sub-Zero a bit lower so we spread out the second and command features more, but I don't know. That's maybe just nitpicking. But Outer Space is a cool album cut, a longer track, actually putting two of these build-up type of tracks. One is not much build-up and it's just kind of staying in this singular space. It's introducing elements throughout, but it's just, I guess, progressing, but it's not building. Whereas the second track really felt like it was reaching a climax and really just took the track somewhere else, took the track out of space. So yeah, I think it's a good cut. It's a good cut. It was the one that I was sleeping on, but it's a good cut. It's a good cut. Now Sub-Zero. This one is kind of. This reminds me of something on Navy Blue too, by the way. Isn't that reminds me of Orchids? Actually, yeah, similar shit. Yeah, I like this so much. This is such a weird song. Listening to this with these headphones actually makes me notice how strange this song is. This track feels very on one hand, it feels like it has a lot of the standard Amy or shimmy elements, I should say. You know, we got these bells, we got this like spooky lead thingy, right? Just classic sounds Amy tends to put on these songs. Wait, but before I continue, is it too dark right now? Like, yes. What the fuck is going on here? Wait. Let me fix this. It's like way too dark. I completely forgot to switch the lighting up. But yeah, boom. I like this track a lot. It has the elements of other shimmy tracks, right? Which is a lot of the like the stop the drum programming going on there. It's very open-ended. But like this part in the beginning is playing throughout the whole track. Like yeah, it's in the background. It sounds really interesting to actually build the whole track about around. That is actually pretty sick. If that's a loop maker or something. Let me see what we're having here credit wise. Oh, fully Amy produced. Oh, is this like a sample thingy? Or did you cook this up yourself? Or is it like a plugin that poops these type of sounds out? Either way, I fuck with it heavy. Nope. My name is gets money yours.
stick, make her forget what shame is. Kind of a legend in local terms. I know how to stick like a fucking perm. On so many taps that I can't discern. If I'll ever more now that she's a worm.
Second is so good, man. No, like, real talk, he's so crazy. Both of these features are so fire. And this one, he actually lets himself go crazy. He's not holding himself back. This is my favorite other 2 second collapse, probably. I just feel like the hook Amy provides here really works for this beat, and the way second comes in is so good. It's just like immediately just peak. It doesn't need to warm up, nothing. It just goes in and kills it. And it feels a bit different from this one. I feel like this one had a little like chiller introduction to it, right? Just have a different intensity to the way it was delivered. I think this is a dope ass collab. Um, yeah, I think this was like the song. This was around the time when I was already working with Second, I believe, and like this is the song that made me really start fucking with Second delivery. Cause at first I was on the fence, cause I wasn't really familiar with his work like that. I felt like he was like, oh, fast rapper, all these conceptual tracks, like not really my thing. But like, he does it in a way that's just better than a lot of those other guys. Like, he has a lot more charm and a lot more uh insight, like just a lot more interesting subject matter, a lot more like a lot of the artists I also compare him with are like people that are like centrist or like adored by like right wing motherfuckers. You feel me? Like, why is this type of competition? This should like he's in different conversations. He should be in different leagues. But like at first, I was like, okay, kind of this fast rapping thing. I don't know if that is even really gonna gel well with my beats. But we really clicked musically, and I also seen him evolve even more past this point. At this point, so I'm locked in. I love him, but this was really the song where I heard him and I was like, oh wait, no, I get it. He's actually so hard. So shout out to Sub Zero for really making. I know I heard his Stereo before that too, but I feel like I wasn't really buying into it yet, right? Maybe I wasn't really paying too much mind to second, and I was kind of quote unquote forced to pay more mind because I actually was collaborating with him at that point. So I've obviously I'm gonna pay attention to what he does now. Um, And I heard this, and that was really like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna strike gold. We're gonna strike gold here. Um, and I think we did. I think we got some good bangers together. But back to Shimmy. Uh, I think this is a banger. This is a bop. This is one of my faves on this record. Now, Fading Away. Was it a single? Because every time I listen to it, it's like I feel like this was a single. Like it seems very familiar. When did this drop? Was this 2023? I feel like it was 2023 almost. Something.
Feel like I'm lost in time. Walking through the starry night.
Either Fading Away was dropped like in like similar to Starlight somewhere in 2023, or it was like actually one of the main lead singles to this record. No, wait, it was Wanna Have Fun. Wanna Have Fun and The Less I Know were singles, I believe. See, that's what happens when you delete your damn singles. I can't recall. You have to tell me. uh, if so, there's like 4 singles? Is that true? Can I look it up on Genius? Can I figure this out? Can I sleuth this out myself? This is gonna be the longest video of all time. I'm so sorry. Like, can I find anything out about this? I mean, it's just saying June 1st when this project was dropped, so. But that's probably also what Starlight says now. No, that one is. Oh wait. No. That one. Okay, maybe fading away was. Maybe fading away was actually. No, wait, no. July 6th, and then fading away was. Oh, June 1st. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. It was a more. It was a reason. It was not 2023 single like Starlight. Okay, I'm bugging. Um. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Um. Yeah, that's cool. Uh. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. I just had to do some shit. Fading away. Um. Is a sweet one. You know, one of the more instrumental ones.
Watching us from afar. What do you see in my eyes? What is going through your mind? What do you think is going on in mine? Do you wanna go with me through the night? Making your way through those purple clouds. This is
Again, I feel like these type of tracks Amy goes for are a lot more soothing, and I like they're getting better. Like I think I like these type of tracks from Amy overall. The more I'm listening to the discography, I'll say that much. I'm picking up more elements I like of them, and I'm trying to enjoy them more for what they are. But I guess here's where the sequencing does kind of falter because I do like them to be spread out just a tad more. Unless it just transitions so smoothly, but this is already a double one, really. So going sub-zero into fading away, I just kind of. However, fading away into the less I know makes so much sense. I feel like these work very well in tandem back to back. There's something about the characteristics they share makes them flow so nicely. So I get that, but maybe put both of these tracks a bit further back. I think this album generally can actually benefit from trimming it down slightly. Honestly, maybe it can. Like if I had to restructure it, which I can't because it's not my project. I can make a playlist and make my own version of it for fun, I suppose. But um, maybe like I do think honestly, despite me not being crazy about higher, I do think this like first 5 track run is actually a pretty good opener run. Honestly, I will say that much. Each song is better and better and better and better. From those first 4, and then I feel like Outer Space is a really nice one to kind of close out that opening section, if you will. Um, but fading away, got a nice build up, got a nice, uh, got a nice sound. I'm liking the chords. I'm liking the emotional swag this one has. I don't know why. I don't gotta use swag for everything. I gotta stop using that word so much. But I think this one works nicely. But I feel like maybe it comes a bit too early after Outer Space. However, again, I just got not much to say about this one otherwise, honestly. I just think it's pleasant. Um, but the less I know is one that I'm super interested in. Because here you got the swirlies, you know what I mean?
on my trip, space the earth, it's like it's really far. You can grab my hand if you wanna do this stuff. Floating the planets around me. We can chill outside, down on the rain. Watching all these stars.
This is obviously an interpolation from one of the songs that exists that I definitely know and I definitely remember. It probably is also just called The Less I Know. But I can't lie, I don't remember the exact song this interpolates. Cause I'm stupid. But That being said, I remember this dropping as a single as well, and this kind of is the one that is the most emblematic of this album sound. It's not one of my favorites, but like when I think of this album, or like when I listen to this album, this always feels like the centerpiece. It's also kind of the centerpiece, except it isn't. It's the centerpiece, except it isn't. No, wait, track 8. It's kind of in the middle, right? It's kind of in the middle stretch. I feel like it feels like the crown, like the jewel in the center of the crown that is this album. But like even though I kind of warmed up to doing interpolations like this in trap songs and kind of doing that type of thing, especially when it's very interesting picks for songs that you're going with for these. I I guess I just don't have the attachment to the song to even really have it hit like me. I like that for me, but it does work well in Amy's sound, and it does have something different because it's interpolating something else. Oh my god, the sky is beautiful, dude. What the fuck? It's like purple. This shit is gorgeous. What the fuck? Holy fuck. Okay, whatever. This is crazy, dude. I've never seen the sky look this good. Let me take a picture. I'm hoping you're enjoying this video, Amy. I know I'm going on the most ridiculous of tangents. This is absurd. But I gotta see if I can take a good picture of this. But anyway, yeah, I think the song. No, I'm not gonna take a good picture. This just will sound washed. Look like washed as fuck. Wait. Nah, this. Oh, fuck it. I don't care. I don't care anymore. That sucked. I think I gotta open the window to really get it, but I don't know. I feel like the color is just gonna be washed away because my phone camera sucks dick. But anyway, the less I know, it's a cool fucking sound. Like it feels different from other songs on this project or other Amy songs production wise. Because of this interpolation, it's such an interesting pocket. Like it's such an interesting vibe. But like it also feels like it's very defining for this project, like for this era, for this project. So honestly, this project would have kind of been swag if you took away every single other single except Wanna Have Fun, which wouldn't be a single but just would be part of the album. I'm pretty sure Wanna Have Fun was a single, right? Unless I'm wrong. I think it was. I think we literally just checked. If I've already forgot, that's kind of concerning. But yeah, I might check up on my brain. But like, if this was a sole single and this was all we knew from this project going in, I feel like that would have been smart. That would have been peak. Kind of like what Shine was. You feel me? If it was like that, I think that would have been slick. But again, it's not reality. I gotta. But see, this is the type of video where I can just spitball anything. I can say whatever the fuck I feel like saying. So that's what I'm putting out there. That's a take I have. I feel like that would be sick. Um, Even though it's not one of my favorite songs, I think it's a really cool song. Whenever I listen to it, I'm like, this is so interesting. It's not a song that always sticks with me, but like whenever I get to it, I remember it exists and it does just invoke something in me. Um, so that's good, I guess. Uh, let's move on to Control though. This is interesting because this was one of my favorites. I feel like when I first heard it. Has it grown off me or not? Because I feel like I might even like Your Flaws more. But like, what I like specifically about this song, it's still good to me. Like, I don't think it's went from amazing to like mediocre or bad in any way, right? Um, I think it's still very much a decent song. We can play a little bit of it. Maybe I can kind of collect my thoughts a little bit more on it. I like those bells. Like, it sounds pretty good, but it doesn't have the energy I initially felt like it had. Like honestly, it's kind of a chill song. Like you're not really overselling your delivery, which I feel like that works, but also just makes for a song that's just okay in the end until you get to the end. Like it's okay in general up until the point where it becomes insane because of the outro and first of all this ridiculous synth lead, but then this insanely heavy bass coming in, like you're listening to like Magdalena Bay or some shit. But there's something about the guitar that's kind of odd to me for this type of track. I really like the chimes and the stuff you added, but that guitar is odd in combination with the rest. There's something about here that isn't fully connecting with me as much as it did. But then you get that outro. I like how the vocals like feel super swirled up, like with flanger and shit. Like is this like some bass or some low synth brass or something? This shit's crazy. Like I do feel like the song really kinda gets resurrected by the outro. Like I still think it's good, but there is something about it that kind of grew off me. Maybe I just kind of got used to it. Maybe it was just a big surprise. I mean, I will say it's better than like Watch Me Fall and whatnot, just because vocally I feel like you suit the production a little bit better, but it still feels a bit too low key. Maybe like I feel like you can put maybe a little bit extra oomph in those deliveries, but or those vocals, but I still think it's cool. It's like half psychedelic and over like half pop type of thing, synth pop. It's an odd combo when you really dive into it, but that outro synth lead is just so fire. I wish to hear more from you in that style. Honestly, that's just cool as fuck. I'm back. I've returned. Sorry for that. I had to cut my reaction short because oh no, this is the one I'm doing right now. Wait, I'm already fucking distracted. That's awesome. Anyway, as I was saying, Control. Um, I probably sound a bit harsh in the recording, but it feels like one of those tracks where at first it was a highlight. It was different. It was fresh. I loved the lead solo, and I still do. That's still the highlight for me. But I think it's a record that it just kind of got used to, and it doesn't really like my initial enjoyment was more of it being different, and the more I'm noticing elements that I'm kind of mixed on, and I'm kind of not really sure if I like them as much um, as I initially did, or I'm just like noticing more flaws, I guess, in it. It's kind of a record that I'm a bit more lukewarm on as time goes on. But I still think it's a good record and one of the most like definitely a track I still remember. Like it's definitely not a track that's um a track that like completely slipped my mind or anything. Like I still when this comes on, I still know I'm gonna be able to enjoy that kick-ass outro section with that insane lead and that super crazy bass. So like there is still that, but it's definitely like a track that I wouldn't consider like one of my favorites anymore. Um, but luckily we do get into a favorite. Cause Stack It Up, that one is great. That one might have aged. That one might have been almost the opposite of Control, where I liked it in the beginning also. Actually, that wouldn't make it the opposite, but like it's kind of it went it went an opposite way. I liked it from the beginning, just like Control, but it split off because I think I like this one even more now. Like I think it grew on me. It's actually quite a short track. You know, it's a one verse track, but that one verse just go so fucking hard. That one verse is just really good. Some of my favorite Amy flows. Somewhere in the middle here.
When I'm in the booth, got a fire in my belly. Keep going forward, never turn away. Down to earth, never gonna lose my head. I'm a shimmy, got a full of mess. I'm on my way, I don't fuck fake hoes. I know you a snake, better get out of the way.
Come on now.
On the bullet, she wanna have fun, get wet through everything I say. She never gets dark shit, that she want more of me, rock my face all the day. I'm a trip through space, never getting closer. I'm sure it's a beautiful place. I got us some of the fun.
I like this
They
one
keep
too.
talking about hoes like they getting one. Don't know what give a miss what you talking about. I keep getting those bags, I controlling them. Gotta get going, I ain't got time. Chilling with the lumps up in the sky. All this stuff hide me from my mind. Need that like we need a free ball this time. You help, I don't want it. I do good.
I'll freak out time bar. Respect, respect. I want to really check out some of these lyrics.
Stuck it up, stuck it up, stuck it up, stuck it up. Never upload them, stuck them up, stuck them up, stuck them up, stuck them up. Yeah, you help, I don't want it. I do good, I feel on got spags on me. They try out the way, but it ain't nothing.
Oh, I should have spaced. That thing ain't close. I'm sure it's a place I like that. I like that imagery.
Stuck it up, stuck it up. Never upload them, stuck them up, stuck them up, stuck them up, stuck them up.
Probably some more reference humor or reference bars. Actually, I mean Tetris. And Shimmy. Wait, let me actually remind myself what Shimmy is in reference to. We'll get into Superstar. Don't worry. I got not much to say about Stack It Up. Other than I think it's a great fucking project. A great fucking song. I was typing Shimmy, that's why I said a project because that's the name of the project. Oh, this is really some French shit. Oh yeah. Not the fandom side. Y'all got anything else but the fandom side? Come on now. Y'all didn't do the fandom move? Y'all didn't move from fandom? Come on now. Come on now. I gotta see the slap. Anyway, this is Shimmy, I'm assuming. This is Showers Anais Delva. I'm gonna refrain from making jokes about this like that pink rabbit from Gumball, right? I'm not doing the jokes. But shoutouts to this voice actress. So that's what the name's in reference to, I'm assuming, because this shit French, so like it's kind of a given. I thought it was maybe like fucking Lego Shima, Lego Ninjago thing. Also, I remember you saying what it was, but I forgot. I wasn't exactly remembering it right. But yeah, Stack It Up. I got not much more to say, but this is just a hard song. It's different for sure, like in the drums and the tempo of it. It's too dark again, isn't it? Wait a minute. Like, I think it's a good song to switch up the tempo of the record. I think it's if I checked, and it is Inuyasha melody as well. And I feel like if you just pick an Inuyasha melody, it's going to generally gel well into your projects because you just use their melodies a lot, so it like just gels in well and just works very well for your sound, even if it's a bit of a different vibe. So like I feel like it really connected. Like it very much fits in this record, but is a great deviation, like a great way to kind of switch up the pace. So it's definitely a highlight, a major highlight actually. That's all I really gotta say. It's just that good. Now Superstar and Blitz, honestly, these are tracks I would say I don't got too many issues with. I actually think Superstar in particular is pretty cool. It's kind of like an atmospheric, Destroy Lonely-esque type cut. Kind of has similarities to the actual song Superstar to an extent. It just feels like that kind of atmospheric, moody, and you know that kind of like more rumbling type of bass and shit. So like I really fuck with this. I do fuck with this vibe, but it feels a little bit like like John Denton calls it, a stopgap track. It's not like filler, but it's like one just like a more low key one or more like it's not one that is gonna stand out and it's gonna sell the album, but it's a cool it's a cool track, right? At the end of the day, like a 17 song project, you're gonna have tracks in it that feel like they're just like if you had to cut the track list down, like if you ask someone to cut the track list down, they might take this song out. There is a good chance that this is one of the songs that they might take out. Honestly, I'd consider keeping it in because I do think it's a good vibe. Um, whereas with Blitz, I feel like the feature kind of kills the vibe. I think Demo is cool. Like we're mutual, so like I think he's cool. Um, when I interacted with him, um, but I just feel like he has good intentions as a rapper, like in the sense that like what he's saying. Again, it's kind of one of those things where in the first half, like I can see the vision, but then it kind of derails. Like then the writing gives up. But like I can kind of see what he's doing, but like the mixing of it, like the auto was sounding weird as hell, and like he has a weird misplaced energy. Like I feel like his energy is so odd in combination with how it sounds with the autotune. Like maybe he got like he's doing too much. Like he got to kind of turn it down a little bit. I feel like there's something about like how the way he pronounces stuff and the way he enunciates and says his lines just comes off as so like unnecessarily extra or something. That like you literally do the opposite, right? Like you're cool. Like Amy's cool on it. I sometimes just refer to him as like second person because he's probably gonna be like 50% of the views in this video. but but like yeah, like I feel like Amy actually I'd say it's about enough energy he's adding to the track uh for it to be good on his part. It's not like a show-stopping performance, but it's cool. I do like the melody on here. I do like the melody. This is I checked this Ikari melody, North of Ikari, which is a melody loop maker that I gravitate towards personally. They got some cool shit. Got some cool shit. And I like the melody on here. I think the beat decent, but it's just kind of an okay song with a pretty subpar feature in my opinion. Um, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool that you're, because now we're at this point in the career. You know, we're gonna be talking about Pressure Shimmy. Double T is here. First any project with Double T on it. You have 2 second features. This is not an Iridescence project yet, but Iridescence is upon us. You feel me? So it's a bit it's a bit like for features you don't gotta look far. You can realistically just do what like Ken Carson and Lone do and just feature on each other's projects and that's it. You can just do that. But like it's cool to still reach out to other people in the circle, like whatever people that I've already worked with, or the people Second has worked with, or Matt has worked with, or people you know online. There's so many people on Twitter that be making music and making fire shit, like Formy Crews and shit. So Cloudy's like on Navy Blue. Shit, pretty depressed to be fire. Like if it's just like using guitar, not like vocally. Actually, like there's plenty of opportunities for collabs with the people we know. So like actually doing that, reaching out is cool. I just wanted to point that out because like definitely don't discourage some weaker features on these records from being afraid to reach out to people. It's just kind of a quality control thing. Like if you make a song with a feature, you might feel pressure to put it out, especially as a smaller artist. Cause like bigger artists got like counts of like leaks and unreleased shit that have features on them. that didn't get cleared or that whatever. They just never got put out even with clearance. So, but like if you're like a smaller artist, you want to get those songs out and not just have them chill in the vault. So I can get when you dev in a feature, you kind of like really wanting to get it on there. Um, Actually, let anyone watching this, let me know if you ever had to cut a feature or you like got vocals for a feature and made a song that had the feature on it, but like decide to against releasing it anyway, regardless of what. If that's something that ever happened, but whether it's Amy, second, Mac, any other artist that knows me, fucking DM me, I guess. But like, I'm just asking that question because it's kind of interesting. Because as a smaller artist, you kind of like might feel pressure to push it out regardless, because you don't want this person to have wasted their time recording that feature or whatever the reason may be. I feel like there is kind of that, like I feel like a pressure to drop something with a feature. Enough bullshit. We get to pressure shimmy. We get to double T. Um, so I wonder if Matt actually is gonna watch this far, but or maybe just skip to it. Hey, if you skip, Matt, if you're here and you skip, you're not getting beats anymore, bro. You're not getting beats for at least a month. Okay, I'm sending beats directly to Second and Amy from now on. I'm sending the packs to them and not to the group chat for a month. No, I'm bullshitting. But I really do fuck with Matt on here. Because this is probably the first time I heard Matt. I don't think we were friends yet or like acquainted even. I mean, it's like when you get acquainted with Matt, it only takes like 5 minutes to become friends with him. But like, I don't think we even spoke at this point when I first heard this. And it was like, British guy, he's cool. He's alright. He's alright. But like now that I've heard so much of your music, so much, I've heard quite a bit of your music. You got a lot of silly in you for the most part. You pride yourself in the silliness. At least that's kind of your recent output. I mean, I know you got some more serious stuff too. Like Genre Fanboy had some serious features. I gotta re-listen to the not obviously Blackout exists, but like um the other one that you did. I forgot what the name of that song was, but um were there three double T features? I feel like there were two. I might be wrong, but like this shit sounds serious as hell. Like you're like locked in. I'm not saying you're not locked in with your silly, you're just locked in on another vibe. But like you're locked in the serious vibe on this one. Oh, there's something about the way you rap is just so precise. But I really do like the delivery. Like, I'm not gonna do the accent, but I want to quickly go and read these lyrics right, bro. Never fucking mind. Never fucking mind, bro. Fuck lyrics. To be completed? Come on now, dude. Come on now, dude. Maybe you didn't write them down. It was a freestyle. I'm not judging you. I'm not putting you on blast. That's mean. That's mean. I'm not trying to do that. I'm a good friend. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. It's okay. You're easy to understand. I just wanted to not listen to the whole verse and like remember which parts I liked and try to skip to them. So I wanted to look at the lyrics. But you're good. You're good, okay? You're chilling. Let me quickly do find this though. I do like this beat too. This is one that took me a while to really resonate with. This one's super close. The way the pads kind of wash over each other feels like there's barely even a progression other than the bass, obviously. I like me some like super. like moving and swirling and doing all kinds of shit. Like the pads are just this thick ambience, but the bass is like that kind of rumbling, like distorted, like fuzzy. What like the slides? I never noticed the slides. Like I think that's kind of cool, but it's something that you kind of gotta settle in, right? Gotta settle in a little bit.
Cards on my hand, I won't fold under pressure. Poker face cold like December. Go with the weather, go with the flow. Take it slow if you have to. Keep a low pro, don't go back to a statue. Gotta keep moving, no stress. Gotta see the shit with my chest. Gotta jump over that slowness. Me right now and I fuck it up. Broadcast when I'm out with the brethren like Amy. We live like FM. Fuck us
I think
up.
brethren
I
is
say
fine.
let them know they fuck up when they end up dead, man. Clocking in, yo, huge like Big Ben. Say you slap, keep that shit for the pig pen. Never miss them and I speak two truths cause I always hit them and I'm glad I do.
That part, I don't know why I like this delivery. Like, because I always hit him and I'm glad I do. Or whatever the fuck he said.
We live like FM, fuck us up. Well, I say let them know they fuck up when they end up dead, man. Clocking in, yo, huge like Big Ben. Say you slap, keep that shit for the pig pen. Never miss them and I speak two truths cause I always hit them and I'm glad I do.
And I'm glad I do. And then he keeps going.
Sitch won't feel embarrassed, but with Lane and Chief Keef in Paris. It's the presence, it's all about comfort. I'm with
Like, these are double T bars. Like, I recognize these are double D bars, but it's like the straight, serious, no bullshit delivery. Do I make the beats for those? Because I feel like this is kind of hard. This is kind of hard. Do I make the beats for those, or do I only make the silly beats? I might only make the silly beats. Shit, I can make I can make beats that ask for a different vibe, right? It's not always baby voice time on my beats, right? But I mean, everyone got their different pocket. But I'm just kind of jealous you lock in like this. I like the silly voice. Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of the stuff we've done. I know a lot of the stuff is unreleased, so I'm not trying to spill too much about it. But I like a lot of the stuff we've done thus far, feature or strawberry tart and things like that. But like this locked in delivery.
they fuck up when they end up dead, man. Clocking in, yo, huge like Big Ben. Say you slap, keep that shit for the pig pen. Never miss them and I speak two truths cause I always hit them and I'm glad I do.
I kind of fuck with it. You keep
In
going.
won't feel embarrassed, but with Lane and Chief Keef in Paris. It's the presence.
Shout out Sosa, obviously. But obviously you have the second part. One thing I also want to point out about this track, let me do like this. That's title, right? This is a two-part track. I like this convention for two-track titles, where it's like instead of like a slash, it's like a comma, or it's even like oh my this side, where like or like Maria, I'm drunk. It feels like one sentence because obviously there's no thing to this to like differentiate those words, right? It's just like because obviously pressure shimmy isn't a full sentence, but like Maria, I'm drunk sounds like Maria, I'm drunk. Like it sounds like an exclamation to someone called Maria. Like it sounds like something like a sentence or like something someone would say. But like the first part is Maria and the second part is I'm drunk. Or no, it's let's get drunk, right? Is it Maria let's get drunk or Maria I'm drunk? I forgot. What the fuck? Am I this fucking dumb? See, I'm going on the tangents again. I'm so sorry for these. Dog, where is it? What? Am I blind, dog? I can't even use my own streaming service. I'm drunk. I said I'm drunk. I said I'm drunk. Maria, I'm drunk. Obviously. Like, I kind of like that, right? I kind of like. Is that inspired by that specifically? Because obviously this is not a sentence, but I still like doing that because the punctuation thingy is kind of like an aesthetic for Amy. But what I also like is when the title check is a part of a two-parter, because it takes a trope, having a title track, having a song that is named after the album, or having an album named after the song. Arbitrary distinction, but having that right, and then having a two-parter, that's another trope, and you're mashing the tropes together. I know it's a small thing, but you know a lot of two-part tracks. You know a lot of title tracks. How many tracks do you know that have the title track as part of a two-parter like this? You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of slick. Like, that's not something to do for the project after Navy Blue and the project after that, because, like, obviously it's gonna get tired. Like, you can't constantly do that. But, like, for the one time, it's kind of hard. For the one time, it's kind of hard. So it's definitely a good call. But as for the actual shimmy part,
I wanna make it to this day. All the things don't do our faith. Fight my demon, chase them
I think
away.
there's some
I just
transitions,
try to
right?
find my way. Put my mind in a better place. Every day I worry about my health. Pressure,
Yeah.
never try to flow
I like these
down.
drums
I
a
got
lot.
back in second. Never try to get you down. Never let it weigh you up. Never fall to the pressure.
I like these type of drums. Put a pin on this. I like these type of drums. So we're gonna get back to it. These type of drums. I like these for the transitions and I like these for the build-ups. I really fuck with it when you add percussion to these type of moments. Or to an outro or whatever, right? Especially because you're doing the hook. And I think there's also new melodies introduced and new synths introduced, but you're keeping the hook. I like stuff like that.
I got back to second. Baby, try to get you down. Never let it weigh you up.
Ooh, the way those pads can slide.
I heard him say I would've made.
This one is another one that has to sink in with me because I remember just kind of being like, oh, this one is fine. This one is fine. Like I was never like so crazy about this one, but the more I'm kind of paying attention to some of these details, it might be one of the ones actually. It might be kind of cool. Like the more I talk about this one, the more I really like it. So I think this song got a new fan. I think this song has a new fan right now. Because I really wasn't sure what to say at first when I was like, okay, we gotta get to this song. I wasn't really 100% sure what to say. But like, I do really like this one. The more I'm talking about it, the more I'm trying to mention up stuff about it, the more I do enjoy it. So I feel like this album kind of growing on me the more I talk about it. But I guess that makes sense because like I'm talking about a lot of the positive stuff because I want to get as much of that out there while trying to find the best way to talk about some of my problems and some of my negative points, which I do have. But like I'm trying to kind of say a bunch of stuff for these songs that are unique to those songs or that kind of explain my enjoyment of them or what I appreciate about them. And the more I'm like thinking about what's cool about this song, the more it kind of grows on me. So hey, that's something. I liked it. You see, I put the star on it. Boom. So good shit. Good shit. I might sneeze. Wait. Fuck. Can you mute? If I sneeze, I probably should mute. Let me see. Right? Can I not mute? Do I have a button for muting? I thought I had a button. Wait. Yeah, I do got a button for muting, but the fucking sneeze went away already, so it doesn't matter. But good to know, I do have a button for muting. I did put that as a thing. Starlight. Starlight. Remember when this came out? This was a single from 2023. I really fucked with it. For the time, for the moment it was released in, for like the meaning behind the track, I thoroughly appreciated at the time. I almost remember writing a review for it on Album of the Year, but I cannot fully remember. Because I remember like I had an Album of the Year account that I just kind of made to do some, to like give some review or to do something on that site, whatever. But then I started using a different one, or like a different, like a different email, um, different account. But that might be a review for the song up there. I kind of vividly remember being on the album of the year page for this song. So I vividly remember when this one dropped. I was like, this one was nice. I was there also when CDV reacted to it. I'm pretty sure because it was like a whole moment, right? Um, and yeah, it's on this album, and I forgot. Like I was like, oh, are all these singles that I remember being on this platform, they were just removed, huh? Are they all gone from streaming? Like Black Cats and Starlight. Oh no, wait, Starlight is just on this project. I forgot. And Your Flaws was also a single. I think we went over this in the first recording, right? Which ones were singles and which ones weren't? Because I was like bugging out over that. I'm pretty sure, right? So Starlight is the oldest song on this. Unless there was a track that was even older for some reason. But I'm pretty sure this might be the oldest one. That kind of makes it the least memorable track by default, like in all honesty. Like it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. But like it that's always kind of gonna happen when you put a song on your album that's like just maybe not made with the intention to be on here. Like maybe not with the intention to be actually part of a project from when you put it out as a single. It felt like its own thing, and then it just kind of became part of this. I guess you just felt like it could fit on this record, and obviously that's why you did it. I mean, probably most likely the reason why it's on here is because you actually thought it fit. But still, it's still an interesting choice to me. But let me play it a little bit because I remember some of its. It has some really cool synths. Yeah, like this funny when it like this weird feedback or whatever. It's like really glitchy with the piano. I remember that snaps and that was it for drums.
Thinking about you and how I could never have hoped better. This feeling when you're here, it's like I've never been happier. Feel like paradise when I'm falling asleep to the beautiful sunlight vibes. You're so far away, I wish I could bring you next to me
I want.
to move the
So yeah. This one is cool. I like the instrumental a lot. I don't know if it builds up to anything. A little bit. I hear some synth leads. With like some more plugs.
last time. I
Get the
know
snaps.
that you're stressed and trust me too.
It's a very soft song. It's a very softly delivered one from you. Um, I fuck with it. It does feel a little bit. I would say it feels redundant. I wouldn't say it feels redundant. I feel like I'm honestly kind of happy it's on here because I might have not re-listened to it that much if it was just a single. In all honesty, so I'm honestly kind of okay with it being here. But maybe it is one of the first songs I would cut out if I was the creative director and you gave me this record and was like cut out songs like what would you change about this body of work that I present you here? I might be like, this is a single, it's an older track. Maybe it doesn't deserve to be on here. I mean, if you feel like it deserves to be on there, then it deserves to be on there. You feel me? But like, it's probably because it was a single already. I kind of always forget it's on here. But I don't think it's the worst choice. I do think that um there's another song that's to come. There's still 3 songs left, so big guess which that one is. That I feel like tackles the topic like you actually really feel like you got a pen on that song, and it got more to it because it's just like a nice ballady type of thing. I do like the addition of the snaps, even if the drums don't evolve much past just adding some snaps. I do not mind that. I think that's kind of cool. It's something to spice it up. I mean, it does feel different from your other tracks in this vein. Honestly, I'll say that much. I feel like it has something else to it, it feels like the like at that point it was the most like direct like love song type of track you really wrote about someone. So I feel like that comes through and I respect it for that. But I feel like even though it's not that long, it doesn't drag the pacing down. I feel like I wouldn't be opposed to it being just like a single forever or something, or like part of another EP or whatever. I don't know. I mean, you don't like to just do those EP bundle things anymore. You did it for DOY, but like I understand not doing that for everything. Um, because I know you had like another one of those EPs where you bundled some of the singles, and then you decide to take all those singles off of streaming anyway, so that EP is also lost to time. Um, so like I feel like you're past the point of bundling random singles together to begin with. But yeah, I feel like um it's a good record, but there's something about it that I feel like on a trimmed down version of this album I wouldn't see the place for it. But I do feel like I know I'm hammering the trimming down thing, but I will say the track list length is more of an issue for me than I would like it to be. Because isn't Bliss is only one track longer than Bliss, but I think the average song length is also just higher. So it does feel like a longer album for sure. And I know from 888 that I just really enjoy shorter bursts from you. They can be more emotional songs. They can be. It doesn't all have to be the fun bops and the fun like and the energetic bangers and this and that and third. It can be a variety of things, right? But like because I mean like again, not to get into Navy Blue. You know my favorite song on there is not some shit like Wanna Have Fun or like Sweet or um Sub Zero or whatever, right? It's not on that type of timing at all. So like that's not even the problem. It's just like I will say like certain tracks feel like they could have been jammed out or could have been reworked and shortened or some like small changes to the sequencing to make it feel a bit better. But I do think the sequencing issues were like there's nothing on the level of like um that to the moon placement on Bliss. I will say that. But again, you explained to me that I mean you just felt like that song fit there and like that you don't got much more of an explanation than that for that placement, which is just fair enough. Like I can't say much to that. I mean that's you make the album, so you can arrange them however the fuck you want, but I'm gonna critique it however the fuck I want. Without like being a dick about it, obviously, and being overly pretentious and shit. But like I feel like knowing what type of albums I can enjoy from you, and I've enjoyed the most from you in the past. I'm using that to kind of base my critique off of Shimmy, which might be a bad thing. Um, I might just have to judge it as is, and I'll try to keep that in mind when I write a review for it because that'll be hard as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I just noticed I accidentally liked every single song on this album for some reason. That isn't like that normally. What the hell? Look, man. Apple Music sucks. Apple Music is so bad. Anyway, whatever. Like I saw that every song was liked, and then I clicked like this, tried to dislike higher, and then every song got disliked. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Anyway, Starlight is cool. Starlight is nice. Starlight is sweet. I will say there's another track on here that I feel like does it is different from Starlight, but I like its approach a lot to the writing. That I feel like honestly, just having that track on there was honestly enough. I will say that also, but I already said that anyway. But Nova, we got Nova. Let me quickly play a little bit of this, because I can't fully remember how this one goes. Got the swirlies? Got the swirlies in it? also super rating my headphones in particular right now. Like that one synth lead. That one synth lead is very quiet for me. But like the pads are like swirling like crazy. That's why it's like the blurry and everything. Your vocals too. Yeah, I'm just listening to the song at this point, but yeah, that one actually kind of nice. This one is a cool, super trippy track. Like just um these super immersive pads. They just feel like they completely cover me in their sound and shit. Really dope. Um, I actually don't mind this placement of it too. I actually don't think this is a bad sequence. Pressure into stars, into nova, and your flaws and your love your stuff is actually a pretty good run. Like, see, I feel like there's quite a bit of good runs. I said this too, right? I remember saying fading away into the less I know is kind of nice, but like it has runs where I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually dope runs. Right, the first five, even though I was not crazy about higher, like the first five tracks as an intro piece actually does the job well. It's just there's still something that makes this album drag to an extent for me. I don't know, but I do really think a lot of these tracks bring something to the table. So like actually cutting tracks is like hard. So I can envision you if you're making this album being like, you know what, 70 tracks, damn near an hour long. Is it pushing it or is it good? Maybe you were like, I want to make another album, right? I want to really make a worthy follow up to Bliss, or like really surpass myself and make it feel like a big statement of an album and have it be a bit longer or whatever. In my opinion, this day and age, the real statement is making an album with less tracks. In all honesty, like that is the statement uh, of all statements right now. I feel like, but I honestly feel like a lot of these songs do work a lot on here. Like when you actually dissect them, but maybe as a whole, some feel like they don't stand out enough when you actually do the full front to back listen. I think that's maybe more my issue. Because if I look at them individually, like this one has great elements. I kind of like your vocals in there, even though they feel very underneath the pads. Same with some of the leads and some of the other stuff. The arps got do fine, but like there's some lead in there that feels a bit buried with the pads. The pads are really just going crazy in the headphones and stereo. That's probably something you don't notice on like whatever you're mixing on, if you're mixing on a speaker or something. So I get that, but like, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's something worth noting. It's like a really interesting thing. Uh, but yeah, Nova's cool. Nova is a pretty interesting immersive track. It's a pretty simple one, but it gets the job done with how it's set up. I don't know if there's any crazy explosion going on here. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I don't know how I feel about that one. I remember. I don't know how I feel about that part actually. I almost skipped over that. It gives it something different. It gives it something different. Maybe I like it. I might not per se like it. That I think ink like it works, but maybe I'm not like the biggest fan of drum sources specifically. But I mean, you really gotta hear it from when it builds up to it to the drop to really give it a take. Uh, Let me do that. Yeah, I don't know about the drums. They are kind of eh. Maybe the music is kind of quiet for me right now, so I can't really hear the bass there. But I feel like it's just like kind of like a kick. That's the bass. So I feel like as a drop, as a leader, I don't know if it's the payoff it wanted to be. Maybe this is all you really wanted it to be. But I feel like it almost is like, especially with that snare, I feel like the payoff honestly wants to be a bit grander, but it fully, isn't fully able to achieve that. But I'll still say it's a decent cut. I still say it does what it sets out to do enough. Like it achieves its goals to enough of an extent. Now your flaws, I do remember fucking with this one on repeat listen. Um, if it wants to play, because I do need to get a quick refresher.
You always be perfect to me. You got your life to walk and nothing's enough. Yeah, yeah. And together we can go through it all. One by one we make all
Yeah, yeah,
ourselves
yeah. Yeah, I do think I like this one. I might like this one more in Control now, which was the other way around when I first did this project. So that's something. I really like this. I also like this writing honestly. It's just like a feel good track, right? It's just like a feel good um vibe pop song thingy. It also feels laid back, like Control, but I feel like it really hits the right pocket. I feel like I like the elements and the composition a little more here. I like the drums more. I like the tempo, but like the energy has more. Yeah, this one is super dope. It doesn't got the crazy solo, I think. Gotta check. You got some fun. Oh, you got. You kind of do. You kind of do though. That synth is kind of clean. That synth is kind of clean. This one kind of goes. This one kind of goes. This one kind of goes. I'm not gonna lie. This one kind of goes. Um. So actually, ending this record pretty strong because I like your flaws quite a bit more than I did before now, and I like love yourself. These are a great two-piece bow 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 outro, kind of like the last two records on Bliss, which were like a good bow bow outro. Different type of shit because the outro to Bliss was instrumental. So Escape was like the last one you have vocals on and going into this outro. And here it's more like the last one actually is a track with your vocals on it, but like don't worry too much about your flaws and you should love yourself. Oh, you might say that is redundant, but hold up. I don't care because Love Yourself is just a banger, okay? It's not only a banger, it's a great song. Like it's a well written track. This one, this one, Sweet, and probably Stack It Up. Maybe one of the ones or two I see. Really depends. Also, I tried to quote the fucking lines of the Sub-Zero verse in the beginning, and I had them wrong. I thought you said really, but you say believe me. What do you say? Wait. Again, another tangent, but this one needs to be had because I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I was like, fuck, I keep on fucking your lyrics up, second. Pissing me off. I don't want to say it's your fault. Look at me, you say. You don't say really. I'm not saying it's your fault and you pronounce your shit bad. I just need to pay attention. I'm tweaking. But Sub-Zero might be in the combo, but Sweet is a given and Love Yourself is a given. This song is good as fuck. This is another defining one for me. It showcases your improvement as a writer. As some when it comes on to topics to write about. when it comes to having a track that on a lyrical perspective has distinction, right? I feel you really struck like you just had a good idea for like what a song would be about, and I think you nailed it with the lyrics. I think they had to be what they had to be for this point in your career. You know it from yourself you're not the strongest pen of iridescence or just in general, but you work with what you have, and I can respect that, and I like what this one does so much. Like this one is actually we can look at the lyrics and I'm like, I mean like you could say it's pretty basic, like you can hug me every time that you cry, this, that, and the third. But like it just works for what you go for with short music. I feel like it is definitely just like good. Like it's there's nothing wrong with these lyrics in my opinion. I actually really fuck with this as the opening line. I really fuck with this as the opening line. And you do repeat the hook because like you don't like there's no like hook verse like distinctions here, but I do like when a track starts with the verse because so many of the times now it's like hook verse hook verse hook, but I like it when a song starts off with the verse, like the good old days. You feel me? Um, we start off as a joke, and none of us knew how far that joke would go. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot as a line, and also just like I won't lie, I act like everything's good on my side, but I got some demons I gotta fight. Kind of a callback to this line. You can say like you're kind of recycling it, but just making it about yourself. But like, I mean, it's just kind of a callback, right? It's just kind of. I got my own names too, right? Um, and now we can find them together. That's bars. I like that. I like everything this does. You even say something about flying to space, like every amyfm song needs to have that. It needs to have space bars somewhere in there. It's good from a lyrical standpoint. Like it's probably the best one on the whole record when it comes up to that. And the production goes hard in here. The production is sick too. Inuyasha again on the melody. Dope. Go top. And song kinda goes quieter here. Got the swirlies too in this one.
It's funny when you think it all started
I
up
love
as
the
a joke,
drums
and
along
none of
here
us
too.
didn't know how far the joke would go. And I never knew
Ah,
I'll ever find someone who gets me like you do. Since then you're always on my mind, and I wish you were right on the other side, so I could hug you every time that you cry. I know what other demons that you fight. I fight them with you. I just want you to love yourself. I just want you to love yourself. I just want you to love yourself all night.
oh, wait a minute. I thought I put the sound of my desktop audio, like the music. I thought I put it quieter, but I did not. So maybe in the second half there's gonna be part where my vocals clip because I'm talking over the music. If that happens, I'm sorry, I fucked it up because I had to change the levels of the sound. Because on the first part of the recording, I did put the music quieter, but then I had to turn it up for something else. So yeah, if there's just a whole section where where she's just crackling and shit, I'm sorry, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I really like this part too, where you got these bells in here, or these plucks. I like this part a lot. I like this part a lot because you add like something to the second part of the song to kind of keep the progression going, while it actually being having the trap drums, having the momentum of that. It's not one of your atmospheric tracks that has a build up to it. It's a trap. It has the drums of some of the other tracks, but it has elite like it does have that development of some of the tracks like Nova or Outer Space or whatever. So that's really commendable. Like it has kind of a combination of those two vibes in a way with the way you kind of progress it because you don't always do that with your trap ones, right? They sometimes feel like I mean, they introduce different sounds for different sections, but like having it really like evolve like that is always a cool touch whenever a song does that. I like the outro as well. I like the outro too. I like what that does as well. This is a super strong closer, honestly. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say for Jimmy. That's it. We got through it. I already have been recording for an hour on this recording, so it's already gonna be over 2 hours. So Jesus, Jesus, that's kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, my final thoughts on Shimmy after going over these tracks. Again, the more I was talking about this record, the more I kind of feel like I like it. I definitely like it more than Bliss. I feel like that's a given at this point because it really doesn't have some of the flaws that really take me out of the experience with Bliss anymore, and I'm really appreciating what some of these tracks set out to do. So I probably had to cut that out. My dad just walked in. My dad just walked in. But anyway, as I was saying, I feel like you try a lot of cool things on this record while keeping overall a pretty consistent aesthetic and theme. I feel like especially in the first couple tracks you really build up an identity for Shimmy as well as for your sound because I feel like there's a lot of distinct elements that I'm noticing here that I can hear throughout the rest of your work going forward as well. And I really like what you got going on with obviously like I said I really fuck with the cover arts. I fuck with um a lot of the newer things you try on here, but I feel like it really all retains these distinct elements in the production and stuff like that, whether it's like the type of loop makers you pick loops from or like whatever you add yourself. You got some really good self-produced tracks on here. Sweet is one of your best ones. Love Yourself is great. Stack It Up is one of your coolest songs. There's a lot to like about this record, but there's something about the overall experience when I'm listening to it front to back that makes me feel like it isn't like it certainly isn't your peak. Like there's a lot of growing from that point. It's definitely a good next progression from your previous output, but I still would say the more trimmed down, smaller projects I overall derive more enjoyment from. Because you remember how like positive I was about For Fun, those songs, and 888 in the last video? That kind of explains it, right? Like I really do like those shorter bursts of Amy stuff a lot. I think it's also because when you drop 6 songs, I'm obviously gonna be excited for when you drop. It's like, 6 songs. Boom, I can breeze through 6 songs and be like, this one fire, ooh, this one nice, ooh, this one has cool developments of your sound, oh I fuck with this the vocally, blah blah blah. It's like a nice like burst of like, ooh, this shit fire. When it's like 17 tracks and there's a lot of slower ones and there is some tracks that are just kind of like eye to me and like we have like an hour of music, it's gonna weigh on me a little bit. I'm gonna take less out of it overall, right? I'm gonna be less excited about it. I will say I just also feel like 888 is a strong collection, and honestly, I won't lie. I think the four fun songs are really fun. Um, I think those are really enjoyable. So like those are also just a good those are just good crops of tracks to me. But I will say that the more I listen to Shimmy, the Shimmy has a lot of gems, a lot of bops, a lot of great songs, a lot of cool ideas. Even though I'm not all fully sold on every single track as a song, there's a lot of ideas that I do still really enjoy whenever I'm actually like going through the album and I'm paying attention to what's going on in it. So there's a lot to admire here, but I feel like like when it dropped, I was also kind of mild on it. There was some tracks I definitely really enjoyed, but it's not a record I had in heavy rotation or anything. Also, Navy Blue, I returned to quite a bit. I'm returning to Bliss quite a bit when it dropped. So it felt like a bit of a dip. Uh, but going back to it, I can appreciate a lot more about this album. And talking about it, I can appreciate even more about this album. Honestly, that's what really is giving me more appreciation from this record. So I'll definitely factor in when I do a review. But I still feel like I probably said a bunch of stuff that, looking back at, some stuff I might be disagreeing with in after looking back at it, or I'm like that was actually kind of the perfect way to describe it. Whenever I'm rewatching these recordings on my own time, so that can definitely help me kind of pin down my dislike, just kind of seeing what I said here and which elements I agree and disagree with. Because sometimes I'll say something and I either strike gold or I really didn't fully get my thoughts over properly and I kind of fumble. In my own point of view, right? Obviously, that's just kind of how I perceive it. Where like, this does this really reflect my opinions right now? You know what I mean? But I'm trying my best. In short, Shimmy is a great, consistent um, project that feels inspired. Had a lot of good ideas, but there's something about it that feels that's holding it back for me. Maybe it's a pacing thing. Maybe it's maybe it just kind of takes some time for me to really appreciate the record as much as much as I would like it. Maybe it's taking a bit of time for me to warm up to it. But talking about it has given me definitely a lot more appreciation for it over time. So we're already talking a lot here, and we already had 1 hour yapping. We literally just hit the 1 hour mark of this recording, it seems. So I mean, I have to cut some parts out because I was interrupted, but still, it's only a few seconds. Um, so we get to this bad boy right here. Last thing we're going to be talking about, Shimmy Desu 2. Now, with what I said about Shimmy in mind, maybe it was a decent idea to put this as its own project, EP, album, what do you want to call it, like short album, tape, instead of like it being a part of Shimmy. Maybe that was a good idea because then Shimmy would be even longer, and then I would have maybe complained more. Even though I can acknowledge it being a deluxe, and you can kind of ignore this when talking about the first disc of Jimmy, even if they were together in one. Right? I don't have to look at it as one big project. Um, but now I got another question: how many of these were made around when the Shimmy tracks were made, or are made these most of these made after? Are these actually Shimmy outtakes? Or are these just tracks you made after Shimmy? Or like are some of these made after Shimmy? I don't know how the ratio is. It's just kind of a post Shimmy EP with maybe some stuff from Shimmy or just some older stuff, maybe not even intended for Shimmy. Like was any of this made after Shimmy released? I'm interested in the breakdown of that because I can't recall what you said about any of these to me or to us, to Iridescence, when discussing this disc too. But one thing I can say, this as a crop of tracks fucking goes. When I was listening to both Shimmy Disc 1 and Shimmy Disc 2, I'll call it Disc 1, I guess. Or I could just call it Shimmy and call this Disc 2. I might be actually better. When I was listening to both of these though, and I got to Shimmy Disc 2, I was like, I'm with you, Stardust, goddamn, Harumi, Gleeman. I was like, yo, this crop of 7 tracks kind of explains why I just love shorter projects from you. This runtime, this track run, as it is, 22 minutes of Picana. Like this, these are some really good songs. With You is a song I don't need to play to remember how it sounds, but I might just play it anyway because I genuinely just adore this song. I'm obsessed with this one. This honestly, if you look at Last FM, this is probably my most scrabble song from you. Like this is probably the one I played the most. Like this one is. Let me take a swig real quick. That lead, I love it so much. Yeah. Look, if my heart has to speak, if my heart has something to say about it, this is my favorite song from you. It's the one I want to return to the most. It's the one I just gravitate towards the most. It's the one where the sonic palette just fucking does it for me. This melody? I know this is a loop maker. I actually thought you made this yourself. And my takes on you using loops, if I have not given it yet. That's fine. I know I mostly don't use loops because I suck at flipping loops sometimes. I'll admit I'll be doing bullshit because I want to add too much myself. You know what to do with the loops. You don't add shit if you don't find the pocket for it. These are two extra producers. So we got amyfm, CJ didn't ask, and Aria Rotterdam. So I wonder how that goes. Is this just like a loop made by both of these people, and then you just use the? Interesting. Let me know what's up with the three producers here, because usually it's just like one loop maker and you. But this song, the beat is so good. It gives me a little bit of. But back to the topic actually of loops. You know exactly what to do with a melody to where the melody can shine. But you can add you add enough of your own stuff where you find pockets. Sometimes I just brute force something for myself in there to feel like I'm contributing to the melody aspect of things. And I feel like I've already talked about this in my last recording, but I feel like that's something I'm working on, I'm getting better at. See, again, if I repeat myself because I forgot what I said in the last recording, this is why I like to do these in one take. So I was kind of pissed off yesterday when I wasn't able to do that. So I'm sorry if this video was considerably messy and need a while to get through this one. I'll understand. But you could just hit me up on Discord with like any mentions. You don't have to watch this thing in one go tonight or whenever, right? That's not necessary. Just take this at your own pace. And I'm sorry for the yappage. I know I'm just bullshitting so much, but yeah, I feel like you picked a great loop here, and it's just the drums. Like I feel like this song has this plug and B vibe to it. Like it's not plug and B. I mean, obviously the drums are and whatnot, and it's even debatable that this melody is. But like it comprises of elements that I do just associate with plug and B, and it gives me similar melancholic, like nostalgic feeling. Like, is that a harpsichord? Like, ting, 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 ting. We got the flanged vocals. That lead, you know what I mean? That's some plug and B shit. And that lead, this lead, like this sign. And the strings too. And I like the snare switching with the clap at some points, like or like the clap replacing the snare. It's just good. It's just good. Like it's literally just good. It's so good. It's 2 minutes and 3 seconds of perfection, dude. It's so fucking nice. I can't get enough of this song. Fuck it. This is peak. This is just peak. This is just peak. Look, from now on, I need you to have the first song be disgusting amounts of peak. Literally just put your best song on any EP or project, the first song. I beg you, make it a transition starting from Shimmy, Disc 2. We had that with Navy Blue. Look, Dusk, Shine. Depends on what mood I am in. I said I was not gonna talk about Shimmy, about Navy Blue too much, but like, come on now. Come on now. Let me have this. It's so good. Fucking with you is so fucking good. I'm sorry, it's so fucking good. Anyway, Stardust. Like whenever I play this song, right, and I hear that melody, I'm like, it's an Amy song. It's fine. Like when I'm like playing the first couple seconds to remember how much I like the song, and I just play this like first part, just the bells. I'm like, oh yeah, this was just kind of like a whatever Amy song, right? Let's go to goddamn. What was that one again? But the more like when you actually listen to the song, you recognize it's not just an amyfm song, but it's a really fucking good one. There's something about this one that just does it too. Like the hook reminds me a lot of like a Travis Scott thing, like with the melody of it. Like I feel like I can hear that in a Travis Scott song, or like something about the progression of the beat as well, like the chord progression. Bow. I like the drum bounce too. The bounce of this is nice. Like the way like you get the snare and this clap like. Ah. Is this solo prod? Yeah, it's solo prod, right? This is just a good fucking song. Is there like an outro? Cause why is this 3 minutes 30 seconds long? Not even really. It's definitely not too long of a song, I can tell you that much. From the times I've heard, I never was like, oh, this one is dragging or anything. This one is good length. I was just kind of like, so I was surprised that it was 3 minutes and 30 seconds long because it doesn't feel like it. It's just that good. That one is just nice. That one is another class like an Amy certified self-produced Amy pop. Love the hook on here. I do think the verses are good too. It's just like the bell melody in the beginning feels like kind of generic even for you. Like it feels like dun, dun. Like it's like cool. Kind of gives me a bit no sense vibes. It feels a bit like a retread. But then when the rest of the beat comes in, oh, like it just clicks. It just clicks. That's why I started off playing the bell melody and then being like, oh, it's kind of just like generic Amy stuff. Like it's nothing too crazy. And then like when the song comes in, it's something about the fucking dynamic shifts, and it's just like it just comes together. I mean, obviously, you shouldn't judge a song from the first 5 seconds. Like, what the fuck? Obviously, you shouldn't do that. But you know what I mean? Like, I want to just like sometimes I'm like, why do I like this song again when I first heard the first like part of it, and then like I listen to the rest. Like, it's a record. Admittedly, I haven't come back to as much as I should because it is honestly really good. But it was one that kind of got me off guard by because I didn't remember how much I liked it. So that's why I kind of started off with being like, oh, did I really fuck with this one that much? And then it comes in, and then I kind of remember what really works about this one. Goddamn. Goddamn. This one, this one does what Insane don't to me. We talked about Insane. I was like, look, the shitpost ridiculous lyrics, they just don't really work, right? Um, this one, like, obviously is a hell of a different song than Insane. Like, it's a bit ridiculous to compare it. But when I was listening to this and I was paying attention to some of the lyrics, uh, I was like, bro, he's saying some crazy shit on here. He's saying some shit on here that's kind of crazy for him to be saying. Like, bro, they want to act tough, nothing's bothering them, but when the mic's off, they beat their girlfriends, bro. And then immediately sex bar, bro. And then you're talking about Mario. Wait, let me put these on screen. Fuck. Now we're talking about throwing spinies. At first, I'm like, I'm in the club. I'm throwing my spinies, and I'm like, what? You're throwing spinies in the club? That's like, but you like that sounds like assault or some shit. Like that sounds like you're attacking people in the club. But like, it's Clouds. Like, okay, it's Clouds like in the Clouds like Lucky 2, and then just kind of playing off of the Lucky 2 reference by saying it's throwing spinies, right? And you sound like it feels like almost like a shitpost thing, right? It feels like almost like just like saying a lot of crazy shit, but it's not cringe. And it's again now reminding me of the constant reference of Japanese girls, like what Bliss did, right? Where it was another like Japanese girl type of thing that like was just putting me off of that because it just feels like I mean I kind of have to put it on the same pile, right? So like that one had its issues, but this one has first of all it's on a Detroit like drill beat type of thing. There's another three producer, uh, three-headed goat dynamic on here. But one thing I will say, the melody, I don't know, I'm assuming it's a melody here. Assuming the melody, like I'm always assuming that when there is other producers, they do the loops. Maybe you send out a loop and someone put drums on it. That could be too. I don't know, like what other connects you got producer wise, that I don't know. Like, but like this melody, kind of similar to Stack It Up. I feel like the melody is different enough from this type of beat to where it fits your aesthetic and your vibe. Like you're not rapping on like a ESTG, um, everybody shooters 2 type of beat. You're not rapping on like a Detroit or like scam rap type of beat. That's like from like fucking like the type beat like actually off YouTube type shit where it's like just doing that sound. It feels like it almost feels like the Big Sean EP from 2021 where you got some of those Detroit type of tracks in there where like it feels unique to Hit Boy and it feels like it's doing its own fresh thing with that framework and that's kind of what you're doing with the melody here. I don't again, I'm assuming that the melody is by other people, but it still fits your vibe. Like it still feels different. It still feels like it works together with the other songs on this project, on this disc too. I feel like it still very much fits. It doesn't feel like you just randomly got this YNJ type beat on here or something like that, right? So like that's cool. That's something I want to point out as well. This type of lyrics on this type of beat, it just checks out. But I feel like this is generally just like, I didn't even realize you said this. This shit is crazy. You call me small bean when I won't fall off the ledge. I feel like that's a reference that I'm not getting. I'm not gonna lie, I might be stupid. I of course I remember the TLO before. Uh, yeah, you got the Israel bar. Um, is this the one? No, this is not the one. That was another song where you had some Pierre Bourne bars. That was like something like Be Mine Routine. Is that this one? Or is that? Yeah, yeah. She wanna be mine so she can raise out of her routine. So like be mine, Pierborn. Race or racer, Pierborn. Of Tilo P4 specifically, right? So she can race out of her routine, like she can get out of the daily cycle that she's going through, right? Yeah, I fuck. That's actually kind of hard. I thought you were just kind of she wanted to be mine, and then race routine felt like weird ass random references. But like it's really like other, but it actually kind of works. It's actually kind of cool how you put those words together, and then you got another Tilo before kind of like tying it together there. Kind of fire. Writing kind of sick. Writing kind of sick on this one. Um, and like I said, the beat just fits you very well, despite being a different sound.
Get fuck right there. Goddamn, she want me in her bed. Fell in love, girls, all of this chains. Goddamn, stuck out them bends. Going smooth, baby, I won't pull up the ledge. Ain't no way you're robbers, cause this bitch is a lady. They wanna act off, no bitch, but I rhythm. But when the mic's off, they be like girlfriends. Yeah, bad bitch chilling in.
Oh, that's by the way, it's probably alone this actually. That's probably actually alone this. It's actually a lone sneak probably. I mean, other rappers probably beat their. I'm not saying every rapper beats their girlfriend, but I'm saying like there it could be about other people too. But this was 2024 October, so it probably was a lone sneak. Um, I like the part where it's like dum dum, like the 808s hit like on the beat. Like I really like when Detroit beats do that. Um, we get to a roomy though. I got everything I had to say. I do like the hook too. I feel like you do some singing on the hook right now.
I get high. Ice on my wrist. Slow me, spin it up, girls, all of this chain.
Like you do some singing here. I feel like that's a cool switch up too. That really switches up the track and almost like on a more of a serious note. Kind of again adding some of your own like sauce to this type of track. So that's super dope. But sequencing godness here, Harumi kind of flows so good into this because it's kind of a similar track. And kind of darker. Kind of wasn't this also? Oh no, actually no. It's saying you produced this fully. Let me check, right? Wait a minute, right? I know I'm saying nothing right now, but like, okay, yeah. Because you listed all the checks that Inuyasha had a loop on, and I wanted to quickly check if he forgot like the placement or not. You did this yourself. Okay. I actually wonder if y'all can actually hear me when I'm talking over the songs, because I know I quite made the song sound quieter now, but I still don't know if you can actually hear what I'm saying. Because sometimes I just let the songs play. I just kind of zoned out there. My bad. But I was looking for something, but whatever. No, but I think Harlem is a cool progression from Oh My God. Like it has a similar tempo, different type of drums, but like a bit more melodic in focus. I feel like it feels very balanced because you had some melody on Goddamn there too, right? But it was more rap focused, and this one is more singing too, and a bit more on the melodic side, but it still has a similar tempo. So you kind of keep tracks that kind of elements that kind of bind them together to an extent. Makes for a good flow of this little disc too going on here. I think Harmony is just nice. I remember all first this time I really fuck with this one. I like the drum selection on here, especially with the tempo. I feel like this one cool. Like I feel like you can already hear like a lot of progression and improvement in your delivery. So that's what I'm thinking. Some of these are past Shimmy because I feel like you improved even more past Shimmy with some of the performances on here. Honestly, like I really dig this. Like these four tracks we've talked about thus far, they are like I'm gushing about them, but there's not much negative I can say about these. I'm generally a positive person. Like I'll usually have a lot of positive shit to say about songs, unless I really don't fuck with them or I'm like super conflicted. But like for the most part, like I like if I like a song, I'm probably not gonna really I don't see any reason to nitpick and give myself and like make a critique of something that ultimately doesn't bother me too much. Unless I have really something to add, but for here, these are just kind of good tracks to me. Gleeman though, this one is a big one. This is a big one. Gleeman is a big one. Um, Second in command and double T on here. Allow me to go on yet another tangent, but I'm very happy with the setup of this track. Having second do a hook and just having double T and Amy handle the verses. It kind of feels like when like Offset does a hook for the Migos. You know what I mean? It kind of like that to me. And I fuck with that. I feel like Second is great at hooks. And like it's always very tempting. You know when people are like, "Oh, this person they did good on the hook, but I wish they had a verse." I feel like Double T and Amy got those verses are enough to fill out this track, and Second does great on the hook. Do you really need the second verse on here? Or the third verse, which would be second. Like, do you really need 2IC verse on here? Right? I feel like second for the hook is like killer is good. It's really all it needs to be. Um, I like the beat a lot here too. This feels like a Lil Uzi Vert beat to me. Like this feels like some Uzi type shit. Another self-prod beat. Like this feels like Uzi in all of its the pores of the production and even the intro here with the vocals. Like yeah, you get very much your own unique thing going on with the vocals, Amy. I feel like you got your vocal influences for sure, but like I feel like at this point you sound so distinct just because of your accent, but also just like the way you end up using your voice has kind of become its own thing. Even though yeah, you take distinct inspiration from other artists, I feel like you're able to really turn it into your own thing. But like there's some so oozy like about this song's energy. One thing I will say, I feel like Second could have led into his hook by having also some ad-libs together with Amy in the beginning. Because I like Amy's vocals on here, but like it would be cool if Second has a little of that mixed in there right before the hook comes. I feel like that would make sense. That would be sick. Oh, I'm cheesing. I could listen to this whole song just on camera, honestly. Cause I also want to kind of sample Amy's. Ooh. Is that how this? Like when I say this as Uzi Energy, it still very much sounds like an amyfm song in its sound selection and everything. But there's something about the melodies on here. There's like I feel like this is also just a chord progression Uzi uses like a lot. Um, but like I mean, a lot of trap songs use this, I know, but like there's something about like even like the rhythm of the bells on here, like dun, 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 dun. Like it just feels like I've heard that on Uzi songs, and the drums and some of the vocals. But like I mean, come, that's my favorite artist. So like obviously I'm gonna like anything that somewhat resembles their work. So like this shit is another peak song. Like second is great on here, Matt is great on here, Amy's great on there. Everyone kills it. Super well structured song. And I respect that second is able to do the hook and nothing more. I feel like that's cool. I feel like I talked about second too, where like doing a supporting role on a track where you're not like adding too much, like you're really just adding enough. You're adding like harmonies or just like a hook or a bridge or whatever, something that aids the artistic vision of the main artist. Where they want you. They want you to add something here or there. But you're not like getting the verse. You're not getting that moment of spotlight where it's like, look at what I can do, right? Now it's my track. No, you just add into it to make the final product a great fucking song. And I like that when features are approached like that. So that's another thing I just want to commend about this song. But yeah, this is just another fucking good song, and all these songs are fucking good. Bouquet is probably my least favorite, but that's not because it's bad. It's just because it's the least great. It's just good. Or no? How could a song just be really good? That's disgusting. Everything should be amazing. Always. This is a good melody. I like how this one is a bit more low key. I feel like it almost kind of builds further on like the sound of Goddamn and Harumi. Not the same tempo, but it's another one that's a bit in a darker tone, right? Like it has a bit different type of drums, obviously, but like it's a bit more low key, but it still has a bit of a darker. It's a good one. Like there's this one I definitely wouldn't cut, wouldn't do. I mean, it's fucking 7 songs. I'm like not gonna bitch about like, oh, this one isn't. This one is like 20% worse than the rest of the songs. It doesn't belong on here. What the fuck? Like, no, it's good. Keep it on here. Okay, it's good. But like, it's definitely like one that like, yeah, in totality, is it the one that's gonna stand out the most? No, but I do think it brings an extra vibe to the melody, to the track list of this. Like it adds its own melody, its own sauce still to this collection of songs. So it's definitely like it definitely works in here. The first, the feature though. All the drip fresh right out the vase, sad tone. Vibes fogging up my vipers, I've been acting bad alone. But flag you down, feel I be one of one, like can they trip you low? Popping the heart like a V8 gold. Did you know I love the part? Creating the rose aroma like when they dip the toe. The lady to step in the boat, tell the story that they sink or flow. I'll be the row, I'll be. He actually delivers a pretty long verse on here, and it's cool. Like, Cersei is cool on here. Probably the best non-iridescence feature that I've had to discuss so far on this. I like what he's doing here a lot, and it has quite of a big presence on this record. Honestly, I do really like your verse, Amy, and I'd say it's on par. Like it's doing something else. It's setting itself apart from the other verse here, but I kind of like what's going on with it. Or kind of like these, some strings or something? There's some stuff in here that I never noticed before. Wait. some kind of extra synth thingy. There's some shit here. There's some shit here. It's literally nothing. Oh, yeah, you got an outro down. We got an outro. Ooh. I like this. And it's kind of setting up pixels, right? To an extent, just having a. Yeah, we got the. Yeah, yep. So that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. This song does do its own little thing. I fuck with it. Probably my least favorite on there, but I think it works. I think it works if you listen to this front to back, like it really does work. This is a good collection of songs. The more I look at this one, the more I might think this is actually better than 888 even. Like this is strong. Pixels. This one has some similarities with another song that you got. I think it is. If you play it. Isn't this? No, it's not that one. It has a very similar chord progression to. Is it Does I Know? But it definitely reminds me of something. If it's not your music, it's someone else's song. I like the piano command. This is. This is another phenomenal song. Probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest song in this vein when it comes down to the tracks that build up. And again, I'm not trying. See, I've kind of devolved into just playing a bit of the song, partially to remember how it sounds, but also to kind of, like not only remember details of it, but to also kind of like explain elements about it, about the tracks that I like, and kind of give me some more food for thought. It will make the project a bit longer because sometimes or it will make the video a lot longer because sometimes I'll have to listen to the songs on here and to kind of come up with the thoughts before saying them. So that's why this video is gonna be a doozy to get to probably. But this is really this is one where I really like. First of all, a lot of the synths on here was cool. This like resonant type of synth. I love your vocals on here. I love that piano. I love the atmosphere. A lot of the synths being added, they're very cool for you. Super dope. And this percussion was really pulling it together for me. Because then you got these hi-hats and then you got this extra clap. Like the percussion itself is also adding more and more elements and everything gels well. I was kind of unsure about the drums added to Nova. Here I feel like the drums were superb to make the track not reach a climax, but just progress forward. And put a pin in that. Put a little pin in that. Because it's gonna come back. It's gonna be on the test. Put a pin in that for the next video. Adding the percussion here makes it progress more so than reach a climax. It doesn't need to reach an explosion. It doesn't need to reach this like suspense and build up and then that release. It doesn't even need to do that. It just needs to pull the track forward, right? Give the track some drive, give the track some direction, and it's doing that superbly. I like your vocals a lot too, and again, these synths are going crazy. the way this track is built up is super fucking dope. The way this track's from like every single element, every single bit detail, every single bit, the mixing of it, whatever thing you can say about this, it's just nailed exactly how it needs to be. And it's a great closer to this. And it's another one of your songs, I'd say it's one of your best. This one really just nails it. And I feel like this one has a lot of elements and a lot of things I can point at, where sometimes when I am criticizing some of these more slower tracks, this is like the form, this is like the blueprint. This is like the gold print. It's like the secret formula. This is like the sauce of all sauce, the sauce to end all other condiments. It's doing everything that needs to be done, in my opinion. I mean, I like ones that build up and that explode and that do crazy stuff, but I feel like not all of them need to be that. You feel me? There's probably some examples. If I re-listen to your discography, I could probably pick like that's an example of one that really has this super big build up and then a cool release to it, and things like that. But this one has a great progression. When it comes to these type of tracks that are slower, that are more atmospheric, that are more in this vein, right? This is like for me like the golden standard. Honestly, I've been glazing the fuck out of this too. I know, but it is that project. It is that tape. It is just that good. So, that kind of closes it, right? That was it. I got anything else to say. Like, this is just a damn good collection of songs. I think this, like, I think that's it. So we went over, the 4888 thingy, the 4 fun tracks on there at the very least. Went over Shimmy in kind of a broken up, disjointed fashion. And then we glazed the ever living fuck out the Shimmy this too. And that's it. That's all we had to do. That's all we had to do today. And yesterday, I guess. So yeah. This one was tough to do because I had to do it in 2 parts, and has probably way more tangents than any videos ever has any right to have, honestly. But I think I said my piece on this pretty well. If you watch both parts back to back, especially when it comes down to Shimmy, you might be kind of like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like you're going crazy. You're doing too much on it." Which might be the case. I might even be contradicting myself. Who knows? But anyway, I'm just gonna close this out. We could just talk about this whenever you've watched a part or whatever, and you have something to say about it. You can just let me know. We can get to discuss this. I'm trying to, the navy blue Lost Planet, 2025. I forgot golden. Fuck. Wait. I probably should put golden in here. Wait. You also got this bullshit called golden. Wrong button, boom. You also got this right here. This didn't count because this is a Schmirko drop. Is this an amyfm drop? Golden is fire. Like I said, for fun. This is kind of like the best version of this is kind of for fun 2.0 to me. Just a bop. Can I play it? No? We're not playing it? I clicked on play. This is a cool track. I fuck with this one heavy. I'm not gonna spend too much time on these, but I really do enjoy this one. This one is super light and silly. I really like this one. And Naughty, probably my favorite. This beat crazy. Just a banger. Just kind of fire. I like his melodies on here. I like how these are very different tracks. They're cool, but they kind of fit the same vibe too. Yeah, I really got much to say on these. They're just nice. They're just very pleasant. I like them. I'm happy that they exist. I kind of forgot them though. Sorry. I was so swept up in talking about Shimmy and Disc 2 that I kind of glossed over them. But if I mentioned them, Exoplanet 2, I might as well mention those as well. But yeah, that was it. Like I said before, I had to interrupt my outro. Definitely go and hit me up. Let me know what you think of my thoughts, or let me know if you got something to say. Because I did ask some direct questions, because now I know you are willing to answer stuff. So like, if I had any question that I asked or whatever, just let me know, right? I know you like to hear my thoughts. I hope I didn't say some bullshit. I know I didn't say some bullshit, but yeah. Hope you enjoyed this as well. I know this one is ridiculously long. Is this already 2 hours? No, right? That can't be. Oh my god, this recording on its own is longer than the last video. Wow. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. But anyway, also I probably should get rid of this because it always partially blocks my videos. I know you can still watch them, and second was able to watch them, but like I probably shouldn't do the copyright my beat thing anymore. Especially when I'm talking navy blue, because I want as many people as possible to see that, so I might switch up the formula. Unless I forget, I guess. But yeah, I had some fun. Had some fun today and yesterday. Too bad I had to be interrupted then, but I got nothing to say anymore. Um, I'm still enjoying doing this though. I'll get the last video soon enough, probably doing that somewhere this weekend. So, yes sir, hope you enjoyed, and in the next video, right? Till the next video, let's go.